Hey everyone, David Petrangelo here from Back in My Day with another indie game review. You may have caught ones that we've done in the past. Today we're going to be looking at Dodgeball Academia. It's a game that just came out on Switch and other platforms. I played it on Xbox Game Pass, which is I think where I've played all my reviews so far, so that seems to be my niche. Easy way to get to some pretty great games. So Dodgeball Academia is a little bit difficult to explain, but it does remind me of a couple of classic games that if you grew up with some Nintendo Game Boys and Super Nintendos in your hand, you'll definitely recognize the feel of these games as well. Humble Games published it, which also published our first indie game review called The Wild at Heart. You can take a look at that on our YouTube page and on our feed as well. We did that in early June. It was our Game of the Month for June. My Game of the Month for August is Dodgeball Academia. Let's take a look at this super charming sports game. The first thing you're going to notice on top of the really funky and cool music that you're hearing is the art design. And the art in the game is very unique. It feels like a little bit of a mix between some hand-drawn anime and manga style. It really looks like it's hand-drawn. It looks like there are characters moving on pages, which is just fantastic. And when the game actually really gets going, if you're watching it on our YouTube channel, you'll see that, just the animation of all the characters is very fun and unique. It's simple, but not too simple. And it really sort of strikes the balance of being new and a mix of retro and new kinds of games, and I think that's a big bonus. It really draws me in and keeps you interested. Now there's a story to be had here. You are a newcomer to this Dodgeball Academy, or Dodgeball Academia as the game is called, and you're trying to make a name for yourself. You are trying to be the best dodgeballer in the world. You're sort of trying to be a standout student at this really standout school. And you have a whole lot of wacky characters around you. None of it is really in reality. Everyone has different abilities. There's characters that are pirates. There's characters that are vampires. There's characters that are giant people with balloon heads. You know, all these funny things. And I mentioned the abilities, and that's where everyone is unique and stands out. So you can have an ability that looks like a Hadouken from Street Fighter, or you can have one that just has this circle around your team and heals your team. So you're basically playing these mini matches against other students and teachers and professors at the school, and you're playing dodgeball matches. You're picking up balls and you're learning new abilities as you go along, and this really reminds me a lot of Mario Golf, especially the early ones for the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, and especially the one on GameCube as well. These games sort of have this idea where you have your own character and you are leveling up and you're learning some new skills and you're facing different characters, or in those games going on different courses and doing one-on-one match games as well. That's what this feels like. Plus, it feels a little bit like Pokemon as well, which sounds weird. You're not collecting, different characters and leveling them up necessarily, but you are meeting new characters and new students as you go. They join your team and they also level up, and you sort of have only a few that you can use at a time. I just finished the game. It took me about 12 to 15 hours over the course of a few weeks, and the story is fun. It's silly, but it's also really fun as well. It's heartwarming. It doesn't take itself too seriously. A lot of really fun inside jokes. They show a lot of abilities, characters, scenes in the game that are just callbacks to previous games, especially Pokemon as well, and it's just a lot of fun. I highly recommend Dodgeball Academia. It's a really cool way to just have a fun time with a new kind of sports game, which is really hard to find nowadays. Dodgeball Academia from Pocket Trap and published by Humble Games. You can find it on the Switch and Game Pass and pretty much everywhere right now on Steam and PlayStation as well. Highly recommend it. Even if you don't have Game Pass and you pay full price for it, this is a great indie game to take with you, especially in the summer. It's one of those games that would really do well on a Switch as well, so that's definitely a bonus. So I'd say check it out. Thanks for listening, everybody, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time on Back in My Day.